Hi. So we talked about what giving Reiki feels like. So now I wanted to talk about what receiving Reiki could feel like for you. I know lots of people that haven't had it before, and they approach me and they want to experience what Reiki is. They always ask me, what's it like? What can I expect? What's going to happen? And people get a bit nervous and a bit scared. Some people, not naming any names, you know who you are, fall into the trap of perfectionism. So, okay, well, I can't receive the treatment until, I've cleaned my room, or until I've had a shower, or until I've washed my face, and they feel like they have to mentally prepare to receive this. I will say I've noticed that people seem to receive it on the level that they're ready and prepared to accept it. So I've noticed people who maybe feel a little bit of resistance to it, they aren't sure what it is, what to expect, whether, anything's going to happen. They seem to have a more relaxing experience where they sit back, chill out, they feel pretty good afterwards, but might not have any, crazy revelations or visions or experiences or anything like that. They might just have a really lovely, relaxing time, and they might find themselves being a little bit more chatty afterwards about, certain things that maybe have been on their mind. Other people, they might be really looking for an experience, and I found those people usually get an experience. It's been the way that I do it, it's a bit of a dance between the two of us. So I'll usually say what's come up for me, not for me as personally, but what's coming to me from your energy during the session. And I'll speak to, maybe visions I'm getting, feelings, whether there's any messages from spirit, anything like that, ancestors. If the person needs to hear it, that's usually the intention I set. If somebody needs, let it be what they need. And then other times, not much comes through for me. It's just a purely replenishing, relaxing experience. They do say, anything can happen. You might find yourself, as the energy is being shifted around, you might find yourself wanting to laugh uncontrollably, or giggle, or cry, or scream, yell, breathe really deeply, exhale really deeply. Exhaling deeply is a release of energy in itself, even yawning. If you find yourself in a meditation or, during Reiki, and you find yourself yawning just uncontrollably, you're releasing. It's a release. It's an energetic release. It's really good. It means you're shifting that energy and letting it go. Yeah, all of it's a release. All of it's normal. You might find yourself getting really aroused. It happens. It just means that energy is moving around, and that's how your body wants to express itself. So anything can happen. Approach it with an open mind. Don't put pressure on yourself to experience certain things. Just let it be what it will be. I know for myself, when I receive Reiki, I immediately feel just, no matter how razzed up I am, no matter how on edge my energy is or how much in my head I've been, I just instantly feel this sense of oh, it's safe to relax. And it's the best feeling. My Reiki master, Alicia from Beginning Center, her method is a little bit different to traditional Reiki. Traditional Reiki is more about the relaxation and the feeling good and just the rebalancing. She goes, deeper, and I hope to learn this method as well, but she, finds a way to, not trigger, I wouldn't say that, but to hold space, create a container for quite dramatic shifts. So she will pinpoint energy blockages, trauma that's been hanging on in your auric field, whatever might be going on for you. And she just neds it and massages it, figuratively, not literally, until your body just releases it. So it's quite transformational. And in sessions with her, I've cried, I have sobbed, I've wanted to scream, I've laughed. It's just been such a turmoil of emotion, but I always feel so amazing afterwards. you know, sometimes when you're getting really into it, I don't know if any of you do breath work, but there's a form of breath work that I do called, I think it's transformation breath. Different people call it different things. I learnt it through Catherine Zankina from Manifestation Babe. She calls it manifestation breath. So she's a facilitator of it. And in sessions with her, I've felt like this buzzing and tingling through my hands, my arms, my whole body. Even it feels like every single cell in my being is vibrating, in my tongue, in my mouth. My whole face just feels like it's bzz, bzz, bzz. My hands, it's just, it's nuts. And I felt that during Reiki when receiving it. So whatever you want to call it, whether it's literally every cell of your being is being infused with source energy, or whether that is what it just feels like, that energy flowing through you, whatever it is, it's great, but it can be scary. So my mum had it done and she found it pretty scary, you know, the first time, because it's quite confronting. If you you know, speaking in general terms, if you're somebody that maybe has had scary experiences in your body, where you maybe haven't felt in control of your body, or like your body isn't your own, certain experiences can trigger panic and anxiety, where if you start to feel like you're not in control of your body and something's happening and you don't know what's going to happen to you, it can trigger that fear of, you know, almost death. Am I dying? What's happening to me? What's happening to my body? And I guess I just want to reassure that whatever happens during Reiki is completely normal. You might be feeling overwhelmed and, you know, just bombarded with all these physical, emotional, energetic sensations, but it's all normal. And usually, you know, like they say with birth, just when it gets to the point where you feel like you can't take it anymore, it gets better. You're on the cusp. Just keep going. Do not stop. And that's something that my Reiki master teaches me as well. You know, do not stop. When people want to stop, don't stop. It means they're on the edge of a breakthrough. Obviously, if someone's having a horrific experience, which I've never come across before, it's usually all just, I guess our ego puts up a fight to letting go of things that it's been holding on to for a long time. When it becomes a part of your identity, it becomes scary when the time comes to, you know, dig through it and maybe let it go, drop that baggage. Who would we be without it? And maybe consciously that's not a process that's happening, but subconsciously in your ego and your shadow self, that's, I believe, for sure what's going on. So you might have all sorts of, you know, physical experiences. You might get lobster claws, where, you know, people have different theories on why this happens. It might be an extreme release of energy. Other people say it's like healing hands. Like if you have healing hands and you're going through this huge energetic shifts, that, you know, something's getting activated, or it's a sign that you're a healer. I personally, I just think it's energy shifting, and because our hands are such huge releases of energy, I feel like our hands and our feet hugely release energy. I mean, they are the point through which we touch the earth and recalibrate ourselves, release that energy, take on energy. I mean, even science backs it up, where, you know, your electrons rejig themselves when you walk barefoot on the earth. So yeah, anything can happen. You might feel, you might see colors. So certain colors, you know, blues, purples, other colors. What do they mean? I mean, I don't know. What do they represent to you? You might see, yeah, I guess if you could see certain colors, they might be representative of your chakras, particularly if we're working over a certain area and you start seeing like green, yellow, you know, blue, purple. It's could be indicative of that. Could just be color that you need in your healing. I mean, color therapy is a whole other topic. You could see visions, you could see, you know, symbolism. You could see something like flowers growing or a bird circling. Like, I've had shared visions where I'm seeing something and the person either receiving the Reiki or giving the Reiki sees the exact same thing. Like, it's crazy. You might get visions of like a flashback of a memory of something that brings something up for you, and it's this, you know, this aha moment. You could hear words, you could smell something, you could, you know, feel temperature shifts where you get hot or cold. You know, in our previous video I talked about coldness being like a sign that other spirits are nearby, your ancestors, your angels, your spirit guides, whatever, you know, whoever you believe in and whoever might turn up. You could get really hot. You could experience prickling sensations. I know one woman I've worked on, she got prickling sensations in her eyes, like a pain along her lash line, but we kept going and then it subsided, and she found her vision was a little bit better after we stopped. So it can feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it's nothing scary. You know, you're not losing control of your body. You're not gonna die, nothing crazy is happening. It's just shifting energy, particularly if this isn't work that you typically do. If you're not somebody that meditates or does shadow work or inner child work or ancestral healing or meditations, hypnosis, you know, whatever. Yeah, there's a whole lots of no right or wrong way to do this stuff. But if you're not somebody that typically does that, and all of a sudden you sign up to go to a Reiki session, and you have like a bit of a crazy experience, I mean, you might have a past loved one who's trying to communicate with you, and that might blow your mind. Or you might have a lot of really stagnant energy which brings up a lot for you, which could be quite confronting too. So you could have a lovely relaxing experience where you drift off to sleep and that's what your body needed, or you could have quite a confronting emotional, spiritual, energetic experience. Anything could happen. I've had people tell me that when I'm at their feet and sending the energy kind of up, they feel it traveling up their legs. And, you know, people report that at certain times where I'm working on a certain area of their body or a certain chakra, or at their feet or at their head, you know, they report, you know, sensations associated with that. So it's really interesting, even just from like a scientific perspective. It makes you wonder. I mean, science is still catching up to, you know, our energies, our subtler energies. But yeah, I think I've covered it. So basically anything can happen. Try not to pre-frame, try not to have expectations to go into it, you know. Just see where it takes you. Maybe we can do a little online healing. Maybe that's an idea for another video. All right, thanks guys. Mwah.